I have a feeling this is where part 2 of this finale is going to happen. You have reached the top of the tower. There is nowhere else to go. This is where the leaders of the Nisse rule. They are waiting for you. Indeed. You circle around a pit. Looking down it, you can see empty air, and then the floor of the cave outside, far below. This floor of the tower extends far beyond the base. There are 4 Nisse sitting behind the counter. They are withered, shrunken, ancient creatures. They look like they could explode into dust at any moment. Yet they are alive. They are withered and desperately fragile, and yet they breathe. One of them looks up at you. He nods. One final bit of diplomacy lies ahead of you. The Watcher looks at you, but it doesn't respond to your words. It is barely able to breathe. The strange, withered old zombie creature sitting behind the table looks up at you. There is a faint nimbus of light around it. It has powerful magical protection. The air around it crackles, yet it seems ready to die at any moment. I am a Watcher of the Nisse. We chose me to talk to you. As it speaks, big gray flecks of skin fall off of its face. You gave up much to be here. This is the final parley. What are you? We are the Watchers of the Nisse. We have looked over Sacramentum, in and out of the sun, since lost time. We are the ones who banished Haven. We are doing it again. So I guess you're in charge. Yes. Yes. We are the speakers. I bear our message. Its chest heaves. The thing was winded by the effort of speaking out loud. Are you all right? You aren't doing that well. Purging you from our lands drains us. Soon we will have a deal, or you will be purged. Then we can be restored. Speak quickly. We have an offer for you. It is truly generous, beyond anything we have ever surrendered. You are to be applauded for bringing such fear to the Nisse. What is your offer? A century. We Nisse will withdraw for 100 years. Our nations will be your playthings, your vassals. You can have Sacramentum for that period. Then we will return, and we will expel you. A century? Not enough. It is all we can tolerate. We can wait no longer. That is the term. Why does it matter? You will get all the credit for claiming this land. We won't return until after you are long dead. I've made my decision. The Watchers look at you intently. They are breathing hard from the effort of concentration. Yes. So it comes to this. The Nisse drove us out once before. They tried to drive us out again, but we came back, and we managed to push back and drive fear into them. Their decision before was, fine, you can stay, but we get to keep our vassals. That's what this basically is. The other 3 were effectively the vassals of the Nisse. This is interesting. Without knowing it, we've been at war with the Nisse this whole time. This is a war between the Nisse and Haven. That's what it has been. We just didn't know we were fighting the Nisse. They did some stealthy actions that basically drove us out of their territory before. Now we came back to get it back, and the Nisse were fighting again to get rid of us. But we stayed here. We kept the war going. We managed to take the vassals who were theirs and had come into us, and now they are ours again. The Nisse want their vassals back. But we kept fighting. We kept saying, no, these are our vassals. We are effectively invaders. When I said many episodes ago, I don't remember which one, that we are basically England right now, that really is the case here, isn't it? We're England. We come over to, let's say, America, since I live in the U.S. We come over to the U.S., and we tell the natives, okay. Except it wasn't quite the same, because we didn't tell the natives, okay, you're our vassals now. We effectively colonized, and the natives tried to kick us out. That's what these are. We are invaders in this whole case. So that is the question. Do we become like the true invaders we are, and kick out the rightful people who live here forever, destroy them, and say, this is our land, our territory, Haven is superior, Haven is right? We already said no to giving them back the vassals that we effectively stole from them, and now we're at the situation where the question is, do we essentially agree to a century-long truce? They say themselves they will begin a war again. They will come back in a century, and they intend to kick us out. So the big question then, during that century, they will be preparing. They will be building up. They will probably start another calamity, even worse than before, in order to get their vassals back and get Sacramentum back. But what will we do? The Nisse have this plan. They plan to do it. They will do it. They will eventually come back. That is the end result. That is what they will do. We'll be long dead. Our children won't be dealing with this. Possibly not even our children's children. A century is a long time. Remember that. People have their children when they're in like their 20s. Very few people, almost nobody who is alive now will be alive when the Nisse return. Nobody will remember them. Nobody even knows of them now. Which is something else, now that I think about it. The Nisse always worked hard to make sure they weren't known. And right now, we and our mother are the only ones who know of the Nisse in Haven. The vassals, they have the legends of the Nisse, but that might eventually die out. It probably will. Eventually the Nisse will be forgotten, and they'll come back in a century to a world that has completely forgotten them, and they'll come back in and say, this is our land. It always has been. Haven drove us out, and we are back. This is a tough choice. By the time they come back, people will forget, and they'll be able to fairly easily drive us out, I imagine. Because we'll probably get, I don't know, used to it. The vassals are our vassals, and they probably... Well, a lot can change in a century, but still... Saying Sacramentum is ours feels so cruel, but at the same time, it feels like the thing that has to be done in order to secure peace in the future. This is a tough choice for me. I wish I could make more diplomatic concessions, more discussion with it, than this solid thing. What I would say What I would say, and try to negotiate back, is Sacramentum and the 3 vassals are ours. However, you, Nisse, may live as your own independent entity. For a time, Sacramentum will be ours. Sometime in the future, decades in the future, the vassals may be allowed, if they are still around, to negotiate their own situations. They may wish to become independent, they may wish to become your vassals. It could be anything. But for now, we will grant you, Nisse, your independence. You may live in your caves. We may even negotiate trade. You say the vassals are free, but they're not really. I'm sorry. No deal. Sacramentum is ours. Suddenly, as one, the watchers close their eyes. Their heads nod against their chests. Behind you, you hear shouting. While you've been talking, Nisse warriors enter the tower. They are ready to begin their final defense. Here they come. Fireball. These are powerful warriors. Get the Weaver dead. That one's a caller. Well, the Weaver is the more dangerous one at the moment. Wow, that actually worked. I'm actually kind of surprised. Oh! Excellent. That one's dead. Okay, Elspeth's in trouble. Get a healing on her. And another healing on her. Okay, that one's almost dead. You, charge over to here. Distract him if you can. Healing around all of us. Need to get another healing. You, Haven's Mercy. Need to get another healing in there. Good. Now we need to get you back around. Ah, crap. Okay. I'm gonna have to reload here. Alright, this is gonna be a rough fight. There, that construct will provide some distraction. And if we stay up here, we'll be able to distract them further. Get rid of the Weaver first. Okay, the Weaver's dead. Now we need to deal with the Caller. Can't reach the Caller. Almost got the Caller. We're closing in on the actual fighters. Okay, one's dead. Hopefully the bleeding kills him. This ain't good. Caller is dead. Son of a bitch! I need to reload again. Okay. We do enough planning, I'm sure we can get this done. In fact, from here, I'm sure this might work. Alright, let's try it from here. Enter combat. So, we'll call a construct. You also call a construct. You can also call a construct. Can't reach the ones I want. But at least this is providing some distraction. Giving us a little bit of precious time. This'll work. Not as much as I'd like. And here they come around. You're silenced. Okay, the Weaver's dead. And now we're dealing with these. Okay, that helps a lot. And the haste on them again. And more blessing and haste. Okay. Some poison.
Oh!
That should help a little. Okay, one's almost dead. Still can't use anything because still silence. Only one more turn, though. That one's about to die. Good.
Oh!
More poison. Okay. That one's actually slowed. Two of them are. Which is good. Of course, that one evaded. Oh, but good. Died from the poison. Get some healing on Rupert. Good. Good. Get some more healing out. I think we're going to be able to get this now. No. Vulnerable. And you, a brutal blow. Behind you, some of the Watchers moan. After centuries hidden up in their tower, they have become soft and sheltered. They forgot that the wild violence of the world outside could ever touch them. Another wave of Nisse defenders come up the stairway. They howl with berserk rage. This is their final stand. Nisse champions! This can't be good. These guys are gonna be tough. Fireball. Those guys weren't that tough, but there isn't much left. Oh, this is bad. Get a healing out. Can't use another. Damn it. Fine. Time warp. Slow down some of these guys. Of course, it didn't work. Okay. Oh, this is bad.
Oh!
Damn it! I'm gonna need to reload again. I gotta reload again. This really isn't easy. Bringing these out because it'll allow us to get some distraction out. Alright, let's try this again. Hold on a sec. Got distracted. Let's try this again. Throw out the constructs. I feel like I should probably save that. There are better attacks. But we can do a number on these guys. That's not what I wanted. Oh, come on, Patricia! That is the worst possible thing you could have done. Somehow they're actually able to just run right past. Okay, gotta reload again. Maybe we should try a different method. Maybe luring them all back down here? And here they come. Of course, evaded. This might work, though. There, extra blessing. And they're all bunched up. There goes the Weaver. Get a slow out there, that'll help. Really don't care for the massive amount of blessings and hastes they're getting out. Also don't care for that. But there we go. Okay, get some healing up. You know what? Save up on the fire. Ah, crap. Again? But I think this could work. Reloading again. I'm fairly certain this could work now. Alright. Here they come. Okay, we got the caller stunned, but now Elspeth is all the way in the... Damn it. It's backfired. Get some healing on Elspeth. Okay, that's one dead. It's gonna fail again. Damn it, reloading. This really ain't easy. Okay. Damn fear. We can get to the Weaver. Throw some poison. That'll help a little. Oh, that's bad. There goes the Weaver. God damn it. Damn it, reloading! This is indeed taking a lot of effort. There has to be another way to do this. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try this side again. This does help. That's what I really don't want. Great. Fear. On the healer of all people. And damn it! I still have to work on this. There has to be a way. I mean, I'm trying. One more try. This doesn't work. I'm pretty much kind of out of ideas. Oh, right, I removed that. Of course, the fear. And here we're going to collapse again. God, not the charm! Silence. Great. And dead. Okay, reloading. This is an incredibly hard fight. And this is probably already, like, the end of the last episode, so... I don't know if I'm tough enough at the moment, or if I have the right build. I fought over it. So very well. It is a deal. We own Sacramentum for a century. We will fight for it again then. The Watcher's voice grows deep and powerful, almost deafening. It is done. The compact is made. We withdraw. And the Watchers all vanish. You are alone in the hall. Your mission is complete. Sacramentum is Haven's. Time to go home. Very well. Home we shall go. I can only hope that this was the right choice. And look, we get loot out of it too. A whole load of quicksilver. Oh, is this basic? More quicksilver. This is basically so we can actually make the path home if need be. We've already got a ton of quicksilver. We don't need more. Let us leave. The time has come to leave. And finally go home. Even if this does feel like a bad option, well, I guess I'll just have to hope. When you enter the fort, you sense that things have changed. For the better. The heat and dust are gone. A cool breeze soothes you, and the sun is warm and full of comfort. The terror in your people has passed. They smile and nod as you pass, unaware of what you had to do to win their reprieve. The calamity has passed. You have saved your colony. At last, you can return home. Let me just put these few things I got back in here. Stonehouse, any messages? No. Chief Miranda? Suppose there's nothing. So the only thing left to do is to finally build the portal home and leave. As your vision clears and you recover from being blipped halfway across the world, a shape comes into view. It is your sister Delia, dressed in her best finery. She is ready for a proper feast. She runs toward you, arms out. Hug her back. She warmly embraces you. Her arms choke you a tiny bit. She leans back and looks you over. So it is true. It's really you. You are home. That is true. I knew that it could happen any day. Then we heard rumors. The portal was repaired. You were returning. She points at her fancy dress. So I was ready. I know there will be a lot of reports, lots of meetings. I wanted to greet you first. I had to ask, how are you? I'm a different person now. She looks you in the eye. I believe you. To travel, to fight, to be alone in a dangerous world. I've seen the changes it made in Sutter. I see the same new strength in you. It will be a busy time, but I hope we can talk soon. I want to talk about your dreams. Did you ever have one about me in a tower in the underworld? What an odd question. No, but I almost never remember my dreams. Talk about what? I want to hear all about it. That foreign land, the Ariel and the Ukat and the Vol. I feel trapped in this castle, writing letters and talking to diplomats. I want to hear all about your adventures. I'd like to know how Sutter is. Oh, never mind him. He's waiting for you in the hall. He will talk to you himself. I want to know how the Queen is doing. Her eyes flick away from you. For just a moment. Mother is well. She is officially as well and strong as ever. You will see her soon enough. Officially. I'll tell you all about my time in Sacramentum. I am so looking forward to it. We will spend hours together like in the old days. I'll drive you mad with questions. I can't delay you now, though. I must go direct to the feast. Mother will want your report. I'm eager to report. Delia points to the east. The Queen awaits. She winks. Of course. Still can't go in those doors. You enter the hall leading back to the Queen's throne room. It's so strange to be back. The air is cool. Flowers scent the air. You feel safe for the first time in a while. Yet it is strange. Everything seems a little smaller than it did before. When you meet the Queen, you can choose to end your story and find out what happens. Make sure you are ready. You can also turn around and return to Sacramentum. Sutter is waiting for you in the hall. He walks toward you, arms out, the familiar jaunty smile on his face. Yet something isn't right about him. Something in his eyes. Some sort of fear. Then when he gets close, he feints to the right and comes in fast, trying to punch you hard on the arm, like he did 1,000 times when you were young. Take the punch. You don't even flinch. He hits you hard in the upper arm. It hurts. Then he laughs and claps you on the other shoulder. "Ha ha ha! Rupert, my brother! You are back, safe and sound. Didn't we say it'd all be over before you knew it? Good greetings." And a greetings to you. So, you're in the family business now. You're out of bed, traveling, raiding, maybe the occasional drink, a raucous night in the pub, making the big decisions that change lives. What did you think? How did it suit you? Found that a bit of adventuring suits me. I thought it might. Power is the greatest luxury, is it not? I imagine you'll be spending a lot of time away from home soon, roaming the world. Don't let us stop you. Anyway, enough chat. I can't keep you too long, though. Mother awaits. How is Mother? You will see soon enough. What will she want to know? Your report, of course. You are an envoy and warrior for Haven, back from a major mission. You'll have to stand in front of the nobles and generals and such and deliver the news. I hope it's good news. Before you go, though, I want to ask. You'll have a feast, a rest, get to spend some time in the palace. He stops smiling and looks you in the eye. What do you want after that? Huh. I must return to Sacramentum. They need me. Oh, that's never going to happen. Mother won't allow it. It's really only a minor land. She found it important for her own reasons. That time has passed. We can't let it distract us any more. Don't worry, we'll come up with a profitable use of your time. Soon you will forget that tiresome place ever existed. So now what? You talk to Mother. You make a report. Then, if it is suitable, Delia will have the palace throw a feast fit for the ages. For now, you need to see the Queen. It can't be put off any more. It is time. What sort of mood is she in? Mood? Things have changed since you were last here. Go see her. Get it over with. Very well. You enter the throne room. Once again, you find court in session. Your mother is waiting for you. When you enter, she looks at you and smiles. You haven't seen her in a long time. She looks different. She looks tired. She looks unwell. Where before she always sat perfectly upright, now she leans forward onto her upper legs. Rupert, my child, my prince, you have returned. Come and give your report. The Queen is where she was the last time you saw her, sitting on her throne. However, she has changed. She is pale. Her hair, normally perfectly done and in place, is uncombed. It is clear that she is quite ill. As all of the assembled postulates watch, pretending nothing is wrong, she says, Welcome, Prince. We are glad that you are home. She pauses, waiting for you to kneel. Mother, what is wrong? She is tired and sick, but she is still the Queen. She gives you an entirely familiar warning look. She will not talk about this now. Wait. Nobody else does anything, so you follow their lead. Eventually she recovers. She daintily wipes her lips with a lace handkerchief. Are you all right? Of course. It was just a little cough. The weather doesn't agree with me. Pollen in the air, I think. It got a bit worse lately. I had a sudden spell. It was very strange. My strength left me entirely for a moment. I have recovered, though. You recall your recent encounter with her spirit in the Nisse Tower. A recent attack, you say? Yes, recent. It is not important. You wonder if it happened at the same time you liberated the Nisse's fragment of her soul. She is determined to not talk about it. There is much I want to tell you. You will, in time, in private. For now, all these important people have come to hear the fate of our colony in Sacramentum. It is time for your report. I'm ready to give my report. As you speak, you feel a strange, powerful surge of confidence. You've never been able to stand the thought of being judged by Mother, yet the dream you had in the refuge about the Queen has left you understanding her better. Of course, Prince. What is the situation on Sacramentum? You took a very, very long time to return. I hope you used the time well. The calamity returned to Sacramentum, but I ended it. The nobles and generals engage in a spontaneous cheer. Your mother is beaming. Your words have retained a bit of healthy color to her cheeks. Where I failed, my child has succeeded. Sacramentum is ours, as it should be. I now eagerly await learning the status of all our wayward vassals. What do you want to know? First, the Ukatish, our industrious, angry swamp dwellers, our vassals by treaty and right. Where do things stand with them? The Ukatish are our vassals. Our forces support King Borgan the 53rd. You chose the established power, already strong and wealthy. A prudent choice. Their king's desperation for our approval will make them easy to control. We will bring them many benefits. Now what about the Vol, trapped in endless and bloody civil war? The Vol are our vassals. We are supporting the Owen insurgents. That is not the choice I myself made, as you know. Yet perhaps my tolerating the excesses of the Masha is what led to their bloody war. I support your brave choice, and our soldiers will fight to protect the Owen. Finally, what about the Ariel, those forest eccentrics, those lovers of beauty and safety? The Ariel are our vassals. We are helping the trench folk to gain power alongside the Blessed. An interesting choice. I have already received letters from this Istara, an industrious, aggressive woman. I like her. We will use our soldiers to make a more stable state in the Ariel Woods to benefit all. Well done. This concludes my questions. That is what I have done for the glory of Haven. Your voice starts to catch in your throat. You have never been able to understand what your mother wants. Then the memory of your refuge dream returns and you see what your mother wants. You look at her and nod, reassuring her. She smiles and says, You are back. Now I need to know if you are concluded. Concluded? Are you sure, finally sure, that you have done all you want to on Sacramentum? Answer this question carefully. If you are not done, this is your last chance to turn back. I am done with Sacramentum. I am home. There is another general cheer. Your mother smiles, a genuine look of relief on her face. It will be good to have you home. There is only one more thing, one last decision to make. Now that I am home, you have a final decision? All of the nobles and generals are paying very close attention. You are a Prince of Haven. What role you play in the future is a matter of great importance to all of them. This is why this is not happening in private. Your mother and sister slip into the room and watch quietly from the back. I sent you on a mission. You have returned. I will pass my judgment on you. Before you speak, Mother, I need to tell you about the Nisse. I made a deal with them. You try to speak, but your jaws refuse to move. Your words end as a little choking sound in your throat, unheard and unremarked upon. What curse is this? What spell did the Nisse place on you when you made your deal? Now you will receive accolades from Haven, none of them knowing about the bargain you made. And your judgment. You have prevailed. You have done all I asked and more. In my eyes you are a true hero of Haven. In my rule I have had 3 great failures. I have... I have decided it is time to rectify them. Sacramentum was the first. Through your victory you have healed a wound in my heart. Your 3 failures. I have had a long rule. It is time to look back. Who knows how long any of us may walk on this world? It is time for me to correct my failures while I can. It is my wish. What are the other failures? This is not the time to discuss it. What will be done about the other failures? My child is home. This is a day for celebration. That business must wait for another day. And what do you want from me? She rises from her throne and walks toward you. She wants to rest her hand on your shoulder, to claim you and welcome you home. When she stands, however, she has a severe dizzy spell. She stands there, swaying back and forth. Nobody steps forward to help her. Step forward to help her. You get there just in time to keep her from pitching face first onto the stone floor. You ease her down onto her throne. She looks up at you, momentarily unsure where she is. Why wasn't I told that this was going on? She flaps a hand in the air. I forbade it. You had your duties. I would not distract you. Mother, you are ill. She reflexively adopts her best furious expression. Nonsense! I am the Queen of Haven. I cannot be ill. You, Prince, my child, you are an uncontrolled power. You need a role. You can't just float around loose. You must make a choice. Is this the right time for this? She grips her chair to stay steady. I say it is. It is time to ask. Ask away. What do you want, Rupert? How will you serve Haven? I wish to continue serving Haven. Everyone nods approvingly. A worthy answer. I can guarantee work for you. Good work, important work, fulfilling work. We will find tasks worthy of your training, rank, and talents. Your superb performance makes me think that you should have a post of great importance. As my child, you have earned your chance to make your mark on history. The nobles applaud. We will discuss this more. We have many decisions to make. In the meantime, we have a final bit of business. Happy business. And that is? A feast! A celebration! Our family is reunited. Our child is home. Come, there will be drinking and eating and music and dancing until the wee hours. It is long overdue. I would be most grateful. In response, Delia cries out, To Prince Rupert! You are drowned out by the cheers. Attendants assist your mother out of the throne room. Servants lead you off in another direction. Soon the festivities begin. You are bathed, dressed, and led to a glorious feast. Once the audience is over, it's just like the old days. Servants bathe and dress you as expected. You are given a lavish, glorious feast, as expected. The mood of the crowd is buoyant. A lost colony has been reclaimed, which is a great cause for celebration. Many toasts are made to Sacramentum and to you. They don't know about the Nisse, but they will. The story of your victory over those strange underworld folk will be told and retold for centuries to come. Delia is always at your side, eager to introduce you to obscure nobles and prod you to tell stories of that strange land. She must have missed you greatly while you were gone. Your success fills her with great pride. Sutter offers several toasts to you. He frequently boasts about his adventuring sibling, about having another who will join the fight. It takes some time to realize that this isn't a joke. His pride is real. You won a great victory, and he could not be happier. For Haven, and for you. As you deal with the crowds and the chaos, you almost become overwhelmed. When you feel lost, however, the dreams of the Nisse sustain you in some way you can't understand, that they gave you a confidence and a diplomatic ability you've never had before. You scored a great victory, and you will be able to maximally leverage it to get whatever you want. This night is for celebration. You don't need to think about the cost. Yet. As you feast and drink and dance and meet Haven's noblefolk, you keep trying to see the Queen. Your mother sits at the high table. She is quiet and eats modestly. She is pale and tired in a way she used to never let anyone see. The nobles and generals all know it, though. They do their best to pretend nothing is amiss, but they shoot constant nervous glances at the high table. Victory or not, darker times are ahead. And then the feast ends. You sleep. The next day, life continues. After a reasonable rest, your mother finds work for you. Running an empire is difficult. There are enough jobs to do, mysteries to solve, brigands to hunt, and governments to destabilize to take up 1,000 lifetimes. You are given vital work to do. You won Haven an entire continent, and many look up to you as a hero. Your help and advice are constantly sought after, so much so that you struggle to find a minute to yourself. Your new life has many difficulties, but you have a purpose now. You have a place. Even with the flaws, this ends up meaning a great deal to you. As the months pass and your new life takes shape, you start to hear rumors from Sacramentum. It is interesting to learn what happened there in your absence. With the help of the West Battalion, the Borgen clan is easily able to maintain power. They grab huge swaths of land from the Brock and Ganel, enough to keep them weak and divided for many years. King Borgen tries to make the Ukatish more civilized and accepting of the outside world. Only nobles make an effort. The common folk and other clans stay as insular, mistrustful, and angry as always. Your soldiers force them to be merciful. There is no civil war, no starvation. The Brock and Ganel are able to survive and, years later, prosper. Long after you have forgotten about Sacramentum, they are plotting new rebellions. It is the Ukatish way. With the help of the South Battalion, the Masha are easily defeated. The Owen are freed, and the rebels of Madraka are able to take control. There is, of course, a long period of chaos and bloody reprisals. Land is taken, clans are evicted, injustices happen. You only hear rumors of this outrage or that. You aren't involved. The rebels of Madraka are unprepared to rapidly take control of an entire nation. Happily, whenever they are confused, Haven's diplomats are able to smoothly slip in and make sure decisions are made and enforced. Always to Haven's benefit, of course. In time, the Volk stabilizes as a new nation, with new leaders and new laws. Healthy, prosperous, and a good, valuable vassal of Haven. The East Battalion takes Istara to High Elhovo and informs the Watchers that they are going to have to share power with all the people of the Ariel Woods. Their responses are confused, unfocused, and eventually entirely inadequate. With Haven's guidance, the way the Ariel are ruled changes greatly. Of course, at every step, Haven's diplomats make sure that the new laws help the Trenchfolk a little bit and Haven a lot. They have lots and lots of experience warping new vassals to your advantage. Before the Ariel realize what has happened, they are entirely dependent on your empire to run their nation. They become one of the more profitable of your vassals. And Haven's colony in the poor lands in the center of Sacramentum? After long years of neglect, they are rewarded with great prosperity. Sacramentum eventually falls under full control. Your forts and towns grow and become prosperous. Those Havenites fortunate enough to get to Sacramentum early become very wealthy. As time goes on, the Nisse are forgotten entirely. They are spoken of as children's stories and nothing more. Also forgotten any idea of a free, independent Sacramentum. Of course, in time, the Nisse return. This happens long after you're dead, so it isn't your problem. As years pass, all the news comes back to you. It's an interesting diversion, but that is all. The chaos that comes, it is all only trivia from a half-forgotten land. In the difficult times that come, the thing you remember is a celebration when you returned home. As it grew late, you went to look for your mother. You found her being led to bed by, not her normal attendants, but healers. When you found her, you finally tried to ask what was wrong with her. She cut you off with a gesture. She didn't answer any of your questions about it. Ever. Once you were silent, she waved you close. She leaned toward your ear. You sighed slightly, waiting for yet more congratulations. She whispers, "My child, everything changes. It never stops changing." Then she was walked off to bed. She looked over her shoulder at you once. It seemed like she tried to memorize what you looked like. It was then that you remembered her 3 mistakes and the worried nobles, and you had a premonition of the chaos to come. At least you knew that you were fully prepared to face it. You stood alone in the hall, not sure what just happened. Then you shrugged. That's what life is, right? One change or another? Another battle always comes eventually. Right? So you went to bed, and gigantic, deadly, incomprehensible machinery ground on all around you. The end. Congratulations for reaching an ending to Queen's Wish the Conqueror. If you carry your choices to the next game of the series, hang on to this code and enter it when you start Queen's Wish 2. Ah, so we're doing that, are we? Well, I'm not overly happy about the ending that I had to choose. I'm disappointed that the Nisse would eventually return. I only hope that when they do, we're able to hold them off. And I will have to use that code when we go back to Queen's Wish 2. There will eventually be one. I don't know when. Obviously, there will be one. And I look forward to it. Probably a couple of years in the future. But for now, this has been the end of Queen's Wish the Conqueror. It's time for me to move on to another game. I have an idea of what I'll move on to. And as for Queen's Wish, overall it wasn't bad. There were some things I found I didn't care for overly, but I did eventually enjoy it. It's been an interesting game, an entertaining one, and I did like it. Next episode, well, we'll move on to a different game. I'll see you then. Until then, this has been the story of Prince Rupert, and I shall see you all next time.